Yo, what's up? Twitch chat and YouTube. Wednesday night, I'm a little late today because I took a nap, but we might get a vintage prelim to fire. If not, we'll play this through a league. A card that was printed a while back, but never made it on, never made its way onto Magic Online. Laelia, the Blade Forge, is now on Magic Online. Yay! I love this new world where we're like 50-50 to have a card actually get printed on Magic Online. Like Maddening Hex, which I want to try, but is technically on Magic Online, but is not coded. Which, like, is it really there if it's not coded? Sorry, just that's a little event of mine. Like, I don't like the fact that Magic Online does not have all the Magic the Gathering cards on it. That makes me not happy. Anyways, this card's really cool. It's probably not the right choice exactly here, but this is like the most logical place I could figure out where to put it in. Basically, it's a gray ogre with haste, but when it attacks, you exile your top card and you can play it this turn. It also has a clause when one or more cards from your graveyard or your library. Man, sorry, waking up. One or more cards from your graveyard or library enter exile, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it can get pretty big pretty quickly. It also is a source of card advantage. It does not get pyroblasted. It does not get flusterstormed. And the place where it makes the most sense in my mind is a place where you're hitting Moxen off it so that you can cast it right away and not feel too sad. So for me, on Urza Saga, Tinker Shell seemed like a reasonable place for it to be. You can cast it ahead of curve. You can get card advantage off of it. It's like a nice way to like make up for not having preordain so that you can have another source of card advantage. It's also nice that Urza Saga lets you play like a 1 of Relic Opportunist, which is a cool little, give this thing a +1/+1 counter every turn kind of thing. It's worth noting that this is one of those newfangled clauses that are they throw like the 1 or more clause in so that if you were to like exile a bunch of cards at once, it doesn't trigger a bunch of times, like say Murktide Regent. If you just cast a Delve spell with Murktide Regent, you get like +5/+5. You cast a Delve spell with Laelia, not so much. However, it does have like random other things where you're just randomly exiling cards. So there are some upsides. So yeah, but basically just took a Grixis Tinker Shell and I cut some of the better cards in the deck, and we have some Laelias here to see how they feel. I assume that like just being a Grixis Tinker Shell itself should be more than enough to win some matches, and then we can, if we play a bunch of these, at least we can test how good the card is. I don't like the 3. 3 sounds like a terrible number. I would think typically in this kind of card slot you would play 2. But something to note is like we don't have removal to make it attack through, so there's a bunch of concerns where if you play a bunch of removal to make it go through, or like a bunch of counter spells, then you lose out on its card advantage. But if you play those kind of things, you make it so it's harder to cast ahead of curve. So I'm not exactly sure like what kind of deck this feels like, the kind of deck that would want this card, but I have played 0 games, so we're gonna have to find out together. Remember, chat, I see some funniness going in chat. From library or graveyard into exile. So yeah, we're gonna try to play either a prelim or a league, depending on if this prelim fires. And that will be what we do tonight. We got Slasher. Actually, if Slasher's on 8 cast, that might be a pretty reasonable matchup, seeing as we are a Pyroblast deck for the first time in the history of Magic the Gathering. Justin is registering the card Pyroblast. So yeah, let's do it. It's okay, because what is mana to cast spells anyways? Jeez. All right, mulligan. I mean, this is a tinker, so I think we have to cast it, keep it. Yeah. These lights can't find me. I would assume Slasher is on 8 cast, but it could be something else. I'm not going to say Slasher has range, because that would not be true. All right, so we can't get Flusterstormed, which means we should just get Tinker here, unless they have a force. Is it a dunking on Slasher stream? I mean, yeah, a little bit. It's good fun. I can put the deck list in the thing after this round. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna Tinker, and I'm gonna keep my Soul Ring because I'm gonna get a blue-red source off of this. Looking for a Citadel off this. They don't have force. Do they have force? Of course they have force. All right. So in this case, we're only going to get 1 Saga token, but I do have a Lightning Bolt for this, which is nice. So my opponent has 2 cards and a bunch of artifacts, and I have nothing and a Saga. All right. They have no follow-up, which is nice. Let's see what we find off of this Saga. A land. Not great. Just get a construct and a top, probably. I could get a needle, but I think I just want a top to try to find action. And then I think I want to leave open the ability to Pyroblast, so I'm gonna just not spin now, and I can spin off of the island later. Yo, ABBEB. I kind of like that. Thanks for the prime. I appreciate it. Should be a fun night. Should be. It's an interesting deck list. It's a probably a bad take on a good deck. So should have some fun tonight. That's a great draw though. I can tell you that right now. I'm more than happy to draw a Narset. It's going to prevent a lot of the best things that Slasher can do. Needle. Interesting. Shall we just Needle Saga? Seems really good, actually. Obviously, we just turned off our own Sagas, but it gives them, like... So now they can't have Saga as an out, and they don't have, like, Chaining Draw Spells as an out. And I can't ever block something anyways because of Key. I guess I could name Key, but... I think I would rather draw and then activate top to see deeper. So I bottomed my Key, didn't I? I guess that's kind of unfortunate, but I do have a Fluster now, which is nice. Doesn't stop Key, it does stop Tinker. We don't need a Laelia, we got a Karn token. Remind me in sideboarding after we're done sideboarding to give you guys the cardboard live thing. This Tinker? Oh, it's a Thought Monitor. That technically is going to kill Narset. Won't draw them any cards. So it is Windrake. It is a Windrake. God, it's too funny. So I think I just want to fetch away next turn. They do have to... They probably can afford to just be able to attack this Narset and then like chain off Windrakes or something. Again, it's got flying, it's got Manifold Key. I can't actually stop this from hitting my Narset, so... So the worst thing is probably another Thought Monitor, but... Because that will be a blocker and draw them 2. Yep. So we do have two Pyroblasts in our deck to attack through that after we fetch. Just gonna hit this one with a Fluster. Technically we might be wanting to like protect a Pyroblast with a Fluster, but I think just stopping them from drawing cards is probably better. What I'm gonna do here is spin. I'm gonna spin before fetching, and then after fetching, in case there's a card of the third, the deep. I think I have enough mana to get away with that. Third card down is good or something. So our third card down is Laelia, which is technically good here. And then it will draw me into the top and play a top. So that sounds good to me. It's not lethal, but I still think we're doing it. I mean, there's a decent chance we die, but I think there's like so little cards that get us through, right? There's just 2 Pyroblast and a Dak Faden. 3 cards. So like I could definitely crack here and look for a better card. And it's technically going to be lethal on the next turn, right? So I'll have 2 lethal threats. I don't know. It seems fairly risky. It does like make it so I'm more likely to have a kill on the next turn, but I don't know. There are a lot of good draws that we could probably hit, so nope, I hit nothing. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like these Saga decks are just so fluffy. They have so much garbage in them. So many lands, so many bad cards. I'm just so not into these decks. It's really bad. Does that mean I just have to play PO? Do I have no choice in life? God. 3 card. I mean, I just lose to Time Vault. I can't beat Time Vault. But my Laelia would also have lost to Time Vault, so. I don't think I just lose to Tinker, do I? No. Yeah, I guess we're just going to not be able to win this game because we're going to have to beat a Saga token now. Unblockable. Yeah, I don't know. We just like saw 8, 9, 10 cards and found nothing of value, which is just in Magic, I guess. It just feels like it feels so dumb. It just feels so bad. It's kind of like the issue with I'm playing a 16 land deck. My opponent's on what, 12? With opals. So now I can't even draw cards on my turn. I don't know what the plan is. So I did find a Pyroblast the turn after. Hilarious. There's just no shot. I do think that the Saga name was pretty good. I don't know. I'm not really sure that I did things wrong, but how good do I think Acast is? It's entirely metagame dependent. It's basically Charbelcher, the deck. Like, it's complete. Like, I don't care what Slasher says. The deck is just unbelievably fragile. You literally can just lose games by your opponent playing Collector Roof. you have just so little ways to deal with those kind of cards that it's just an all-in PO deck. And the thing is, if you play against other decks like this deck where it's you know, a little bit more structured, has tutors, has answers, like, you are probably favored. But if you play against a deck that is interacting with you, like, you're just not favored. It's pretty bad. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of 8-cast at all. I think it's a playable deck. It definitely has the win rate to show for it, but I don't like it at all. So what decks line up? I mean, I think Jeskai is probably your best deck against Bug. I think Bug is horrible. I think Bug is not a very good deck either. I'm just like saying that I can't even stop this. And Slasher played around Pyroblast top deck, which is pretty nice. All right, so I lose here, even though, yeah, Slasher played around Pyroblast top deck. Unfortunate. Like I don't even think they're super favored when like I play 4 Pyroblast, right? Or if I play Energy Flux, or like this deck is probably not playing Energy Flux, but like I think if you ever want to beat 8-cast, you can just always beat 8-cast. Is how I feel about it. So that was a really frustrating game. We were pretty far ahead and we just topped into 10 blanks. I think we just want 4 Pyroblasts, no Lightning Bolt. I don't really like Fluster against my opponent's deck, honestly. I think it's kind of bad. Probably don't need this island. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really one to... I also just play a bunch of decks that fold to Artifact Hate, so... Like, it's not... You know, I'm not the best to say anything about that, but... Yeah, no worries, Bert. Thanks for watching. There's nothing wrong. It's just that the tools that you have to beat Artifact decks in Vintage are very, very powerful as well. Like, when I played the Witch deck in my last challenge, I just knew that my 8-cast matchup was going to be great because I had four Energy Flux, and 8-cast just couldn't beat or Energy Flux. Like this hand is so good against a normal deck. Like in a mirror against PO, this hand is so good. But against 8-cast, I think this hand's like not very good. I still think you have to keep it, but that's like the big upside of 8-cast is I think it plays well against this kind of hand. My opponent has turn 1 play their entire hand, lose to Force of Will, unless they top deck Force or Fluster. Can I ever beat? Do I need to hold up Fluster here? All I really want to do, well, if I show them Saga, it's gonna get needled. So, I mean, it might still get needled, to be honest. I don't like mulliganing very much, even though you do have the power of London. I didn't count. I didn't count Levi. They chose Dak Faden, which is really good for me. But if I had played Saga, they probably would have needled Saga. So I think not playing Saga is very important there. I think I just have to dodge Fluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm just gonna Fluster this. All right, so my opponent's hand is going to be Mox Opal all mana, and I'll have an Urza Saga. And they just... The problem is, I don't know how favored I really am from that spot, seeing as my opponent can just draw like Thoughtcast and Thought Monitor and kill me. But if I draw like an Narset again, it'd be pretty good. Probe is so dumb. I'm not exactly sure I would have played. I think I probably would not have played this turn the same way if I did not have Probe. So, yes, my one underground sea. Saga mana base, man. Saga mana base. All right, they drew a land. Perfect. I drew another red card. It's okay. Now I'll just get a Black Lotus. We'll be good to go. Actually, now they drew another Seed of the Cyanod. This is very good for me. I guess I'll just get a Ruby. Probably. It's fixing. Ooh. Should I? I think I'm supposed to do this in response. Well, we know my opponent has no cards, so I don't have to do anything with Blast Backup. Okay, perfect. So I can get, this is a thing, and I can get a Ruby, and I still have to hold up Pyro. This is so good. Okay, I drew really well there. I drew very well there. It's not really a control deck. It's more of a combo deck. My opponent drew pretty badly, but we'll take it. I don't even think I played a land, have I? Okay, sure. I mean, we have a nope. I did the more tilting one too. All right, well, that was really good. That was really good. Gataxian Probe is so broken. Just an unbelievable Magic the Gathering card. I like this build. Obviously, the Flusterstorm was okay there, but in general, I just don't think Fluster is very good. I think this is how I want to play. Like, I probably don't need Blightsteel, so I could probably play another Fluster. Yeah, I probably don't need this Blightsteel. I don't know why I put it in. I thought I was being cheeky, but I guess. How do I deal with an opposing Sphinx very well? Not really. I can like have to combo kill through it. I guess that's fine. If my opponent just makes no plays for the second, third, and fourth turns of the game, Saga is fixing. True. This hand looks pretty bad. I think Hercules is very good. I wouldn't board out Hercules. I like keeping Hercules in against Saga decks. And my opponent is a Seed of the Cyanod deck, so it's even better. This is why I hate Saga so much. This hand is just like, it's a totally playable hand if this is just a normal land. Seed of the Cyanod is an abysmal Magic card, a horrible Magic card. This is someone who's played lots and lots of Seed of the Cyanod. Did I cut lands for Saga? Not really. Like maybe 2. I don't think I went half. I think I went 16. I think the 18 land versions of Saga are absurd. But I think like you can't play 14 lands. You have to play. So I'm on 16, but I'm not sure if it's right. I think if you play 18 lands, your deck is way too bad. Like too many bad cards. I'm gonna mulligan this hand and just try for something better. Hey, something better. All right, boom, boom, easy. I even have a negation on turn 1 for the Tinker that Slasher has. You love to see it, really. I think you're supposed to negate this. It's a little aggressive, but I think it's good. It stops just a really large number of plays, like possible opals, Urzas. All right, I do have to try to beat a fluster here. The best way for me to beat a fluster is to draw a mox and play it on their turn. Did not. I'm going to lead with Pearl there, try to bait a counterspell because my opponent knows that it's my only mana for Academy. Wait, no, they don't. This is not a probe. Never mind. I thought this was probe. It's not probe. All right, I can't cast Ancestral here. I cannot run into a Flusterstorm. It is not allowed. I have to cast Ancestral at a time where I can't get flustered. That's unfortunate. All right, well, we're going to cast that on our turn here after we crack, so it's a really good one for them, though. High Force. Okay. All right. Let's crack this. I don't know why I'm cracking this now. I probably shouldn't have to. I don't know. Just represent. I should not have cracked this now. There was really no reason to. So this beats Fluster. It doesn't beat Hold Breacher. it doesn't beat Hold Breacher. So, all right, I guess we lose. Yeah. That's a good sideboard card. I don't really think it's a good card against my deck, seeing as my deck has like one spell that draws cards in it. Like, I think it's probably a terrible card against my deck. Do I have exactly one spell? I have one Ponder, one Brainstorm, one Ancestral. The card is horrible versus me. But I mean, they set up the trap really well. I don't really feel like they set up a trap. I feel like they just played their magic cards. Like, I think this card is actively bad to board in versus me, but, you know, well, here we go. That seems terrible. Oh, I guess if you have a second Saga. Yeah, I mean, this card's terrible versus me. It just, this is the absolute Renee effect. If you ever see me play against Renee Randrup, they would always play Hold Breachers before Hold Breacher was good in the metagame, and then this is just held it up on turn one. They only had 2 mana on turn one. What are you talking about? Yeah, this is just actively a bad card to ward in against me, but you know, it's good in this exact moment, so it's fine, I guess. Top deck Ancestral. Oh boy. I'm never playing around a Hold Breacher there. A Meltdown's not good enough. Well, actually, a Meltdown might be good enough. That is not good reasoning, Slasher. That is not good reasoning. He said it's insane versus the 4 spells that are in my deck, which I don't buy. It's kind of just insane against Byforce, or just insane against Ancestral. Yeah, I don't buy it. No, I can't teach the Zoomers. I can't teach the Zoomers. Have you seen the hands Wombo keeps? Like, there's no teaching them. I died. Like I lost. It happens. I don't think I would board in this card, and I think for the most part, it's not going to be good. But against this exact thing, I don't think it's better than Emery. What? Slasher is saying it's better than Emery because I have Bolt Pyroblast in my deck, which I don't think is remotely true. I'm still dead. I don't know. I don't know. Just a zoomer thing. Like, I got. It happens. I'm not worried about it. I don't think most people are going to bring in Hull Breacher there, and I don't think Hull Breacher is going to be good most of the time. So it just happens. All right. Off of this recording, we got a bye in round 2. So we're now in round 3. During round 2, we did play a league with this deck where we played a match versus Golos. We were able to come through. We're playing against Nathan here in round 3. Nathan is playing a Laelia deck as well, I believe, and more of a fair version. I think this is a pretty medium hand, and I think I'd rather just mulligan it. It's probably not a terrible hand versus a fair deck, but it's not good enough. We have the power of London. So, yeah, let's battle. I think they're on like a blue-red Xeroxy fair deck. This is like a pretty decent hand against that. All I need to do is draw Moxen. I do think I'm going to get rid of one of my Flusterstorms. I would rather have the multiple Sagas and the ability to draw into a Moxen. Oh, they're on the play. I mean, it doesn't really change anything. Would still do the same. A problem, like a nice part about the card. Like, oh no, that's pretty bad. We do have a lightning bolt in our deck, but exactly one lightning bolt. This could get dazed, I guess. It's fine. Ostrom. Oh, so my opponent has double Laelia, Preordained Blast, Cruise, and they can. We've got nothing happening here. We can't really afford to play a Saga unless we get some extreme advantage from it. I don't really feel like there is. I don't know if my opponent plays Wastelands in their deck. I feel like I just want to play. I really don't want to get Wastelanded, so I think I'm just going to play this fetch and pass. We're going to just hemorrhage card advantage and die like we're a legacy player that doesn't have a lightning bolt for the Ragavan. It's going to be a rough one. Time Vault. Well, now we can't even backdoor Vault. Actually, that would have been a great draw for us. I don't think it's actually worth it to counter this for what it's worth. That would have been an absolutely fantastic draw. That's a game-winning draw, actually. So the fact that Ragavan hit it is really bad for me, because all I would have done is played Saga, played Time Vault, and then I would have won in 2 turns. So that Ragavan just put in so much work, and now I don't even have Valky in my deck. It's an exile. I did draw the Moxen the next turn, which is really, really rough because if I had played Saga. So I really want to play Saga so that I can block. But I also do have the ability to go Volcanic Emerald, Volcanic Pearl, get Ancestral, Flusterstorm the Pyroblast. I have that option. But I don't think we're allowed to do it. I think we just have to play Saga. I don't know if there's a reason to play Pearl out. I guess they could technically still be Jeskai, and I don't know about it. They could also draw a DAC. But if they're DACking Pearl, they're not DACking a Construct, so it's probably fine. This helps me play around like Daze and Fluster eventually. Yeah, Sapphire is a decent draw here. For sure. They're just going to play a Laelia, and we are just so far behind. And we lost one of our ways to kill unfairly. Oh my god, we're going to get brutalized here. My opponent's going to draw so many cards. All right, maybe this is the deck to play Laelia in. Okay, they do have Strip Mine. Fuck. Okay, that's their one is that. They may even hit me. Oh, okay. We are just force of will. I am very dead here. Very, 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 very dead here. Very, very dead. I mean, I could draw Tinker. They have Pyroblast, so I have to do like not in this turn, I guess. There's technically Tinker. Just impossible to resolve. So do I just give up on... I think I just give up on... well, I can tinker a what? A Sphinx? I take 6. All right, well, let's see if we can figure out a way to tinker a Sphinx here. I don't really know how I'm going to be able to do that unless they bite on a counterspell on their turn. I don't really think I can. Maybe I was supposed to merchant for force. All right. You've had enough fun. You've had enough fun. Yeah, but then I can't yeah, I don't know. You're probably right though. So I don't really want to board in multiple Pyroblasts because my opponent has all non-Pyroblastable threats. I really don't like Negation versus their deck or Hercules versus their deck. Kind of like Karns against their deck, but not a lot. I don't really like Needle against their deck. I mean, do they play Wasteland? If they play Wasteland, do I want Mountain? Really don't want to play Mountain in my deck if I don't have to. Yeah, I mean... Like, I didn't think my deck would be that good, but I also didn't think it would be this bad. Maybe I'm just like vastly overestimating the Saga Shell. But it puts up so many it puts up such high win percentage numbers. Or maybe I'm vastly underestimating how taking 3 cards out of the Saga Shell affects the deck. That can't be possibly be true. We always talk about how like the 58th through 60th cards in these Tinker Shells are not super relevant. I think I removed a Dak Faden, like Underworld Breach Brain Freeze, which is a set of cards I hate. It's not like I made a whole new deck. I took the existing Grixis Tinker Shell and I just like trimmed good cards and played Laelias because it's kind of how you want to test like new cards in Vintage. You want to put them in an existing place and then put a bunch of them in your deck so that you draw them and just see how they play out and just see how they feel. I guess that's probably true. That 8 cast and blue red tempo are bad matchups. That's probably true. I just have a probe every game. My opponent's hand is force ancestral. I mean, we get good value out of our mental misstep, so that's nice. No, I cut like card advantage cards mostly and combo cards. I mean, I've been doing this for like 3 years, taking, decks and putting bad cards in them. So I have a good idea of what I want to be doing. All right, so my opponent's gonna ancestral on my upkeep here, which I'm gonna misstep, which is good value, and then they're gonna force with maybe negation, probably negation force maybe, or negation preordain. They went for negation preordain to hold up force. Makes sense. I mean, Saga's pretty good against a force hand, so yeah, maybe they were better off forcing the Soul Ring. Could be. I think I'm just going... Oh god, this doesn't cast Lightning Bolt. How do I draw my 1C every time? I was going to say I was going to like hold open Lightning Bolt or something, but I'm not. I'm going to play Underground Sea. I'm going to play this top. I have a blocker for Ragavan or Laelia, so I'm in a decent spot there. And then next turn I can Brainstorm after I draw and cycle away, which is nice. I mean, Unchecked Saga should still be pretty good against Blue-Red Tempo. I'm assuming they have Wastelands in their deck, right? I haven't looked at their... Okay, they do have Wastelands in their deck. Oh. Okay, so it's just like a blue-red Wasteland deck. Yeah, it's probably a pretty decent matchup against Grixis, I would assume. Especially because I'm using the red part of my Grixis deck pretty heavily to play like Pyroblast, and Pyroblast is really bad against Ragavan, Laelia as your threats. All right, well, let's draw. Look, still want to fetch like... What's the percentage chance I hit a fetch land off his Brainstorm? I could also just go for like key activate on this top, which is probably better against like a potential Pyroblast. So I guess this could just get countered. But I think I would rather just draw an extra card this turn. Like if I hit a Saga, maybe Sapphire's fine. Guess we'll play around Daze. I guess I should probably hold open the Sapphire because this is wastelandable. Just small mistakes, but I'd rather just play than think too much about it. As long as I can point out the mistakes so that I don't make it when I'm like, yeah, instantly punished, right? Are they going to play Laelia? An attack? Interesting. I mean, they have force back up here, so even if I were to draw into force... I mean, I just want to draw Saga, right? Or do I want to just draw Lightning Bolt for the Laelia? Problem is, so I'm gonna have to lose my top to... No, I can top with this. So I want to draw Pyroblast, and... No, I don't have double red mana. So my Bolt is always just gonna get forced. Yeah, I run more red mana than black mana. I mean, I think we just go for a Brainstorm and like keep some of the cards and then just fetch away some of the other ones. Another force. I guess they could force this, but that would be fine. Oh wow, those are good cards to draw. I'm just gonna put away Saga because I don't think it's necessary. Well, it's pretty good here, but I want to be able to Pyroblast the force on the Time Walk. I guess I don't have to fetch right away. I could just play Saw. I do have to fetch right away. Yeah, I have to get rid of the Saga, right? I'm assuming they force this Time Walk, but maybe they wouldn't. I guess I can spin and see if I find another red source. Should I have done that first? Maybe? I guess I can just double draw with top if they don't Pyroblast this. I feel like they have to force this, right? Yeah. They have a negation, so they might still have force backup. Whatever. They have a wasteland, so it's like not... Oh, I guess they didn't. All right. All you need is one Saga token and a Pyroblast, I guess. All right, I wonder if I'm supposed to bring in Mountain. Probably. What do I take out? Maybe just Relic. It's not. I mean, my opponent is a Xerox deck, but they're not like a turbo Xerox deck. Yeah, this is probably fine. I am gonna struggle against like this turn 1 Ragavan. Ooh, hello there. Don't mind if I do. This hand does not struggle versus a turn 1 Ragavan. Hopefully, just play Time Walk into Citadel, and they have to have an answer. That's yes. Those are all my Tinker cards. Yes, true, true. I'm just gonna fetch a basic island. The nice part is if they counter my Citadel, I still have an active Saga. I do want that. My deck can't cast spells because it mana base is so bad because of Saga. I'm gonna get dazed, chat. I'm gonna get dazed. I don't think I'm supposed to play around it. I got forced. That's better than getting dazed. All right, Ragavan, don't do me dirty. Not great. My opponent accidentally. Oh no, they cast it. Okay, so I was like trying to figure out what's going on there. I played around Mindbreak Trap. I played around Mindbreak Trap that game. What are you talking about? I'll have you know I played around Mindbreak Trap that game. I specifically did not get my Lotus Mindbreak trapped. I'm so glad that my land drop got wastelanded. Isn't it great? Isn't Urza Saga just a great card? Ooh, that was kind of nice. So, what is my actual better line here? I beat Fluster and Pyro by just bolting this. But I want to do it on their attack. I think I want to do that over Narset. Yeah, probably want to do that over Narset. All right, I mean, that worked out pretty well. I did end up getting wastelanded again. Yeah, I'm not sure. I felt pretty happy about that play, but obviously if they have another threat follow. Oh, come back. You can blame it all on me. Yeah, this is like atrocious. We're getting run over. And we even had a lightning bolt. Leia? Leia. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna pronounce this differently every time we say it. Oh boy. What did I hit? A brainstorm? Sure. I don't know, chat. Not feeling this. Alpine Moon Shattering Spree. All right, I was never allowed. I mean, I was never allowed. Am I supposed to get Volk in case I find a... Well, I can't bolt anymore anyways. Guess not. Have a Force as their last two. All right, we on Tinker. Well, we can't even Tinker for Sphinx or Citadel. All right, I guess we die. Yeah, I mean, my opponent successfully answered every card that I drew, right? I mean, I think we sequenced fine. No, brainstorming a Tinker. Yeah, maybe brainstorming a Tinker. True. I mean, is this card significantly better than a Monastery Mentor here? I don't really feel like it is. I don't know. It does let you play Wasteland. That's reasonable. It's very easy to cast this card, and it's non-pyroblastable. So it's like it has some nice things going for it for my opponent's deck, not for my deck. My deck clearly not a very good Laelia deck. All right, here we go. Last round of this prelim. I have a hand with an Ancestral, so I'm going to keep. I can't. The only good matches we've had this tournament has been a bye. That is it. That is the only good matchup we've had. I don't. You're all right. Just talking about Yama about what he's supposed to name. No, I mean, I would have entered with this deck because this is what I wanted to try tonight. It just like so happened that the things we faced have been pretty bad matchups and we've been pretty much run over. But that's just vintage, like very much a matchup based thing here. My opponent is representing Flusterstorm and Negation. I think I'm just gonna go for a quick vault kill. So let's just go Saga, Pearl, Needle, or Saga, Pearl, Vault. But that runs into Negation, I guess. We're talking about how bad our decks are. Like, should I be baiting with this Ancestral instead? I don't know. I'm just going to make them have it, I think. They have 2 cards in hand. If they have Force, they have Force. All right, so I win the game in 2 turns. Just need to live. Is she spinning? Wow. They must really have not much going on here. The fact that I'm allowed to make a Saga token here and block is going to be really good for my prospects of winning this game. I wonder if they had a Fluster. If they're going to pay 5 mana and spin, I don't really care. Like, this is Needle is probably their only answer to Vault Key, besides just winning on their own. So... maybe they have a Hercules in the main. It's possible. I mean, they're 8 casts. They can have... It typically could have like a Hercules, maybe. I don't think they play 2 Needles. I feel like we might just sneak a win here by playing turn 1 Saga Vault, which is one. I think turn 1 Saga Vault is a really underestimated facet of Saga deck's power. I've lost a lot of games recently to Saga decks that just go like Time Vault. You have to answer it. So I guess we just win. Unless we draw it. So maybe we should like Mystical to put a... Yeah, okay. I think I would just like Mystical there to make sure that I don't draw a Manifold Key. Just put like a Force on top. Or something. It doesn't really matter. As long as I don't draw Manifold Key. That way they can't force it if it comes down. Okay, so we're playing at 8 cast again. Maybe we wanted to bring in like more Biforces than I originally thought. Not exactly clear. I wonder if I'm even allowed to be boarding out an island. I don't really feel like I need a Blightsteel though. I don't really feel like that's necessary. What did I board last time? Because I have way too many cards. I must have just boarded like 2 Biforces. Which doesn't sound right. I feel like I should just be playing a bunch of Biforces because the only way that is bad is if they have like... I don't think it's ever bad, really. So I probably just like misboarded pretty badly in round 1 versus Slasher. It was kind of bad in game 3, right? It just didn't seem like... You have to have the Moxin to support it. I kind of think you don't really need... Well, the problem is Biforces are really good as long as they don't have an Emery. But I guess with 4 Pyroblast, you should be covered. Wonder, like, am I supposed to bring in Mountain so I have more access to red sources? There's a ton of red cards. Well, maybe this Laelia is, like, pretty garbage, so... Let's board one of these out. It's gonna have a hard time attacking through, like, well, not Thought Monitors. Just Construct tokens. So maybe on the draw, we'll take out a Laelia and run like this. I guess theoretically we could take out like Mystical too if we wanted to. Hard to say. I'm not 100% sure on how many Biforces you're supposed to play, but 4 doesn't sound wrong. My first instinct was 2, but 4 seems reasonable as well. Oh, we're just gonna do the exact same thing we did last turn and hope we don't... All right. So we're gonna do like we're gonna do the hope they don't kill us. Go for the win. I'm gonna hide the Saga this time. I could have played around Mindbreak Trap, but I didn't. By just playing Mana Crypt first. Yeah, if their hand is seat top, they probably have forces. That's true. I think I'm just gonna resolve Ancestral instead of play Saga. Maybe I should have baited on Ancestral. That's totally reasonable thing to say here. The problem is baiting with Ancestral means I can't play Saga anyways. They just have double force. Okay. That kind of makes sense with how weak their hand was. I mean, we have a nice follow-up, a Saga with the mana to activate it, Ponder to find like a Tinker or something. I am a little sad because I don't have a Yogwill in this version because I was like a lot heavier on red, but like this would be a sweet Yogwill. I really think that just not playing Yogwill is not really acceptable if you're playing Grixis. I trimmed extremely heavily on the blacks. I took out Underground Sea, so I didn't want to play another black card. I think what I'm gonna do is take Demonic. I'm not gonna cast it because I'm a little worried about Flusterstorm. But I think I'm just gonna play Saga and Mana Crypt to help play around Flusterstorm next turn, and I can actually just Demonic for a Citadel and just cast a Citadel if I want to. So I'm gonna be drawing that Black Lotus. Is this Urza as their last card? Okay, so we're just gonna try to Citadel kill them here. Should be interesting. That's pretty cool. Yeah. On the flip, draw the Lotus, cast Demonic. I guess it's worse than just tinkering. Because I don't have to beat Fluster now. I could also just get Byforce and just hit their entire board. It's got to be worse than tinkering. Yeah, I really wish we had a Yogwill in our deck. I guess I can put a Hercules and just Hercules their board. That's probably also good enough. All right, that was pretty dope. All right, Yama's dead, but I'm gonna concede to Yama because we gotta pair it up here, and Yama needs the QPs, and I don't really need the QPs. I did this just so you guys could see the deck. But we did get a win here. I guess maybe we'll play a third game actually. That'd be fun. Oh yeah, we're gonna play one more. So now I'm on the draw again. Sure, let's run it back. Yeah, that was. I mean, it was Tinker Citadel, right? Oh, should I go on the? I'm gonna. Should I go on the play or draw? I guess I'm going to take the play again. Never mind. I think this is a hand that you're supposed to keep. It's a little weak, but you have the best card in the matchup, and you have a Saga and a top. I think this is fine. I think Pyroblast being the best card I have in my deck for the matchup is true. Though I don't really have a great answer to Saga at the moment. Okay. It's nice. We can see this way we get more content. Well, the problem, that's not true. That's not true at all. I mean, there are many, many very, very good answers to Saga tokens. Flux, Stress Down, Vigor, like many, many, many. But right now, currently for me, Pyroblast is what we got. Larger Saga tokens don't actually beat... larger Saga tokens are not better because larger Saga tokens are just going to lose to Manifold Key. So, like, I don't really agree with your statement anyways. If we can get like a time walk or something, we can we have a needle. So we have some answers to this. Yeah, none of those are answers. They have their own time walk. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the best part about Saga isn't even Saga tokens. It's just getting Manifold Key for time vaults. It's too funny. I feel like that's most of my losses to Saga are just like Vault Key. Do I want to spin this? One card deeper or just see 3 cards? I think I just want to see 3 new cards. All right, so we have a series of draws that get us there. Time walk. This is just gonna get I don't think this is gonna work because I think my opponent's gonna counter my spell, but hard cast, sure. We're just gonna get flustered and lose. All right, so now I can go past Flusterstorm. This is still technically not a dead game. I just need to find a needle. Oh, that's so sad. Because that also would have worked if we had 1 more mana. I guess technically they could draw the key and not have a counter spell or something, but it's fine. So yeah, we did end up winning that match, but we conceded and got to play more Magic. So we went 1-1 versus 8 casts and a bye and 3-game set versus the other Laelia deck. In general, I don't really think Laelia did very much in this shell. I think you kind of need to play it in like maybe the deck that Nathan was playing, like blue-red tempo with Wastelands and Ragavans and Protection, maybe? I'm not really sure. I do know that, like, we did get some wins from our stupid Saga Shell, but we also lost a bunch of games because of our stupid Saga Shell. Stupid Saga Shell. That is a tongue twister. I wouldn't say that Grixis Tinker wants to play against 8 cast or blue-red tempo, so that kind of makes sense in my mind. I'm going to play some more with this league match because we have a league going with this deck, and we'll see if there are any other conclusions we can draw. But yeah, that prelim went pretty bad. Thanks for watching.